Hi there and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be showing you how I finished off the gravel grid driveway you can see on screen right now. This is going to include installing the gravel grids themselves, which I have to say is a very easy process, as well as adding the gravel to completely finish the drive off. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I want to mention here are the grids themselves. These are from a company called EcoGrid. You can see them on the screen now, and they actually come delivered like this in sheets of 12 already connected grids, and I have to say this made the whole process of installing them very easy. You'll also notice that they have the male and female parts, that's how they clip together, so just super simple to install. Okay, so the first part of this process was the only bit that was even remotely complicated, and that was just aligning the driveway grids up with the pathway grids. So at the minute you can see me marking out for that drain, but more importantly here, I've put the first pathway grid down first, and I'm using that to line up the driveway grids because we have to make sure that those male and female parts align from the drive to the path. Now luckily this worked out pretty well. I didn't really have to do very many adjustments here at all. You can see that I've lined it up, I've not clipped them together yet, and I'm also going to get one more piece just to make sure that all lines up as well. And I've got to say at this point I was very happy. The only thing that I did need to do here was I just needed to chop off a couple of those little male lugs just where it aligned differently on the path and the drive. But there was still around 8 connecting parts there, so this is still completely solid. And you can see it's really easy to connect together as well. You're just stepping down on it with your feet and that actually clips the grids together. So you're actually going to see how fast this goes down now. Me and my brother probably did this driveway in around 10 minutes. It's really that easy to do. Once you've got the first bit done, it's just a case of lining the next grid down next to it, aligning the male and female parts up, applying a small amount of pressure on the edge, and they just clip together, and that's it. At that point they become completely solid. So you can see we're just literally flying our way up the driveway here. Now up to this point I didn't have to do any cuts because the drive itself is around 3.1 meters wide and 3 sets of grids is exactly 3 meters. So that gave me a nice 50mm plate either side. But obviously when we got to the top here you can see that I'm going to have to cut the sheets in order to fit. But this is very simple. I just did it with a jigsaw on the saw stocks. And as you'll see, once that's done, you can just bring it back over and clip it in place. And you can actually see now with this slowed down just how easy this is. You see I'm just going to tap it into place and then just knock it down with my feet, and that is literally it. That is how you connect these grids together. So once that one's done, I'm going to go off and cut the next one. And again, it's just a case of lining those lugs, those male parts up with the female part. Give it a little tap with your feet and that's going to go down nice and easy. And then this final piece is going to complete the drive. And I think at this point, just doing the drive, we're probably around half an hour's worth of work, if that, maybe 20 minutes. But, you know, there's still a little bit of work to do. We've got to go move on to the path now. And that's slightly more work because we do need to cut these down. So you can see in the top left of the screen now, I'm just on the saw stocks there with my jigsaw. And I'm just trimming a little bit off the edge of one of those sheets of grids. And the reason for that is the path is just ever so slightly narrower. But once that's done, you can see I'm just going to put it down. My brother's going to lift the end up, clip that together. Very straightforward. And then move on to the next one and just carry on in that fashion all the way down to the end of the path. So there you go, a very straightforward process, and as you can see now we have the grid system fully installed, and you know it's looking pretty good. And I mean, even at this point it's very strong. You could park a car in it right now, but we don't want to do that. We want to add some gravel in because that's going to finish the drive off. So that's the next bit of the job. For this I had 3 tons of gravel delivered. Now I actually didn't think I was going to need all this. I thought I was going to need about 2.5, but I'm really happy that I ordered 3 ton because at the end of this, we actually only had about half a wheelbarrow's worth of gravel left. So had I only ordered 2.5 tons, I probably would have been quite a bit short, to be honest. But, you know, regardless, I ordered 3. It worked out all right. But, you know, just a little cautionary warning there. You know, maybe order a little bit more than you think you're going to need. So for this part, it's not complicated. Again, it is another rather simple part of the project. We're just wheelbarrowing the gravel about, spreading it into all the holes. We're just trying to get every hole on the grids completely full of gravel, and you know we're doing that on the driveway and the path. You can see my brother here just moving it around with a shovel. So just a shovel or a brush or a rake or something like that's going to do the job perfectly. Then once that was done, we used the whacker plate to go over this, and we probably went over this around 4 or 5 times. I think we just fully used a full tank of petrol with the whacker plate all the way down the drive and the path. And what actually happened here is it was constantly vibrating the gravel and filling the grids, and it just made the gravel get tighter and tighter and tighter inside those grids. So there we go guys, following that the drive is done. You can see we can easily park the car on it. It's looking really good. Also, let me just show you a couple more angles. We've got one here from the side where you can see the path and the drive. And following that, we've got a really nice shot here from the front. I'm sure you'll agree, it's looking really good. I'm over the moon with it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one guys.